Anatolia, cradle of civilizations and faith. Welcome to a land where time doesn't pass, it breathes. Where gods were born and buried. Where every stone is a scripture. And every ruin a memory. This is Anatolia. Modern-day Turkey. Where East meets West, and where faith and civilization walked hand in hand, for over 12,000 years. Anatolia is not just geography. It is the soul of humanity's oldest dreams, of home, of gods, of meaning. Neolithic Anatolia, the dawn of spirit. Long before writing, long before pyramids or cities. There was Çatalhöyük, a honeycomb of homes, 9,000 years ago. No kings. No streets. Only people, and belief. They worshipped a mother goddess, nurturer, protector, giver of life. They painted sacred bowls on walls, buried their dead beneath their floors, and lived in tune with spirit and soil. And in Göbekli Tepe, even earlier, they carved stone pillars taller than men, before they even knew how to farm. These were temples, the oldest known to humanity, raised not by farmers, but by hunter-gatherers. Why? Because even before bread, there was awe. In these sacred places, we see the birth of religion, animistic, symbolic, profound. Here, spirit was not above, it was within the land. The Bronze Age, gods multiplied. As metal glimmered and trade flourished, so too did belief. The Hattaians and later the Hittites filled Anatolia with gods, storm gods, sun goddesses, river spirits, and underworld rulers. In Hattusa, temples rose to the skies. Priests read omens in entrails and fire. Kings made treaties in the name of the heavens. The Hittite pantheon was vast, over 1,000 gods, each with rituals, laws, and stories. And at Kultepe, Assyrian traders prayed to Ashur, Ishtar, and wrote the first written prayers on clay tablets. This was a time when religion was law, diplomacy, and identity. Kings were not just rulers, they were mediators between the human and divine. The Iron Age, sacred kings and heroic faiths. New kingdoms rose from bronze ruins. The Phrygians, in Gordion, worshipped the wild goddess Cybele, the earth herself. Her rites echoed with drums, ecstatic dances, and ritual sacrifice. In the east, the Urartians built mountaintop fortresses to honor Haldi, the sky god of war and kingship. Here, religion meant power, etched into stone and sealed with blood. The Lydians, wealthy and wise, prayed to both local gods and Greek ones, as cultures blended and coins were minted. Across Anatolia, religion defined destiny, of kings and empires alike. Classical and Roman Anatolia, the age of syncretism. Enter the Greeks. And the Romans. Anatolia became a mosaic of gods, Artemis, Zeus, Apollo, merged with local deities to form new, hybrid faiths. In Ephesus, the Temple of Artemis rose as one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Pilgrims came from afar, bearing offerings and hope. Mystery cults flourished. Philosophy bloomed. Faith expanded beyond sacrifice, into ethics, inquiry, and personal salvation. But then, a whisper began to spread. From Antioch, to Iconium, to Laodicea. A new faith walked these roads. Christianity and the Eastern Light Christianity arrived in Anatolia not with swords, but with sandals and scrolls. Paul preached here. Letters were written to the 7 churches of Asia, calling for courage, faith, and love. Martyrs died for their beliefs, and saints lived to spread them. By the 4th century, this faith had risen from underground catacombs to imperial halls. At the Council of Nicaea, held right here in Anatolia, Christianity found its voice, declaring the divinity of Christ, shaping the Nicene Creed, and changing the world forever. Byzantium, icons and eternal light when the Western Roman Empire fell. The Byzantines kept the flame alive. Anatolia became the heart of Orthodox Christianity. Icons glowed in homes and churches. Monasteries in Cappadocia, carved into rock, echoed with hymns. Faith was no longer just doctrine. It was mystical, imperial, and magnificent. But change was coming. The Islamic Age, Seljuks and Sufis in 1071, at Manzikert, Anatolia welcomed a new faith, Islam. The Seljuks, followed by poets, scholars, and builders, transformed the land. Mosques, madrasas, and caravanserais rose. The call to prayer echoed over mountains and plains. In Konya, a mystic named Rumi whirled and wrote, calling all hearts to divine love. This was Islam in Anatolia, wise, poetic, inclusive. A faith of both law and longing. Ottoman faith, unity in diversity. Then came the Ottomans. From Anatolia's soil, they rose to rule 3 continents. As caliphs, they led the Muslim world, but they also protected Christians, Jews, Armenians, and others under the millet system. In Istanbul, once Christian Constantinople, faith converged. The Hagia Sophia became a mosque, blending empires, styles, and scriptures. Ottoman Islam was majestic, structured, and pluralistic, a symphony of belief. The modern era, a secular rebirth then, collapse. And out of the ashes, a republic. Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, the father of modern Turkey, envisioned a new Anatolia, secular, modern, free. The caliphate ended. Religious courts were dissolved. Turkey became a state where faith was a choice, not a command. Yet the sacred remained, mosques still call, churches still echo, and temples still stand, because Anatolia never forgets. Conclusion: a living sacred land across 12 millennia. Anatolia has whispered the prayers of gods and mortals alike, from mother goddesses to monotheism, from stone sanctuaries to digital faith. This land remembers what we forget, that belief is not just theology, it is art, architecture, music, law, identity. Anatolia is not merely a land of the past, it is a sacred scroll, still being written. This is Anatolia, forever ancient, forever alive.